All right, it's the Tuesday vid. The successful vids of Tuesday. I always pick some weird ones, and here's another one. This is a weird one. My Xbox is modded, so I can play import games from Japan or Europe. Or this one was released in Europe. This is a 2004 release. It's a puzzle strategy game, and was only for PlayStation 2 and Xbox in Europe. But it did see a North American release on Windows and Mac in 2004 as well, and released for on Steam in 2006. So, no, actually, I take that back. Apologies. Windows and Mac was 2003. So yeah, if you have this, you can play this on PC if you wish. Yeah, it's weird, especially because in the beginning I'm attacking sorority girls, so it's got that weird 80s vibe to it, I guess. Later in the vid here, I'll not just only attack sorority girls, but fraternity boys. So it just keeps getting weirder. But I was reading it into the game a little more after picking this up, because I was like, there's got to be more to it than just that. It seems kind of weird that would be the premise only. But you can actually go to like people's work, and there's a lot more layers to this game than just spooking college kids. So... but you'll basically start off you are the Ghost Master. I mean, that's what the game's called. It's a bureaucratic spirit who's tasked to perform certain duties, basically. But you don't really do them yourself. You can be called in to increase belief in the supernatural and like avenge deaths and conscribe some renegade ghosts and stuff. But the Ghost Master himself can't directly interfere in the world of the mortals. So the Ghost Master is actually given a team of ghosts, which I'm cycling through here. Boo, being one of them. This ghost guy here, and these subordinate ghosts basically do what the Ghost Master has tasked them to do. So there's 15 levels in this game. Most of the levels, the primary goal is to scare all the mortals. Humans. They have to let you know that mortals are humans. This part here real quick. She picked up the phone, but there's no phone in her hand. Classic Xbox. But yeah, you want to scare all the humans, cause them to flee the area, and succumb basically to madness. You just want to drive them insane. So yeah, that's an interesting element. Like I said, this is a real-time strategy. You'll choose ghosts to field in the level. You can't field every ghost, though, everywhere at the same time. And then each ghost has like basically one or two types of objects, or fetters, as it's called, they can be bound to. So like if you have a ghost in a game who like died during a robbery, that ghost can be bound to like a murder fetter. And then there's like water spirits, and they can only be bound to like a bath or a sink or simple puddles of water. There's limiting factors in a game called plasm, and the numerical resources dictates which abilities ghosts can use. So when a human becomes frightened, plasm is generated, and then with more plasm, stronger abilities and more ghosts can be fielded in an area at one time. Once, though, you've met the objectives of the level and you've completed it, the game, of course, will rate you and your performance, and then many factors are considered, including like time, like how fast you did it, the amount of impact on the actual humans, how many actual humans fled. If the player is able to complete the mission fairly quickly, there is a multiplier added to the final scene. This score determines the amount of gold plasm given to the player, which is used to add more spells to the ghost's arsenal. So... yeah, it's an interesting game. I didn't know what to expect. I bought this from someone in Portugal, so it was. I just like weird, odd games, and this one struck me as something different, something I hadn't seen before. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to share it. You'll have to let me know in the comments if you've ever played this. Maybe you played it on PC or Mac. Again, it was released on Steam, so. In the game, you also have restless spirits. Each level has these restless spirits or haunters that are bound to certain locations in some levels, and there's like a backstory to it usually, like why they're there. So players can use these haunters on their team as well as the bound spirits to free them. using certain moves or combinations of moves. So like in the first level, a restless spirit weather witch is bound to a vacuum cleaner that the player must destroy in order to free her. So blow up the vacuum, free the weather witch, and then the weather witch will join your team. So, and then the mortals themselves have defenses and abilities as well. All mortals have a belief level, which partially determines the effectiveness of a ghost's powers upon them. So the belief bar is raised slightly with every scare, and particular powers are able to raise belief better than others. So every mortal has conscious and subconscious fears, which are linked to certain ghost powers. Scaring a mortal with a power that targets their individual fear is very effective. There are usually unknown at the beginning of each level, but some of the ghosts have the ability to expose those fears as the levels go on. Mortals also have a terror level and a madness level with certain limits to each. So when a human's terror bar is raised to a certain level, they flee, and this is pretty much the objective of most of the in-game levels. The madness bar, though, is filled only by the use of certain powers. When a mortal's madness bar reaches a certain point, they just go insane. So, yeah. And after that, it says that the area of the scenario in a frenzy and are unable to be scared or maddened anymore. So I guess once you've gone completely bonkers, that's it. Like you're bonkers out. And then you have the fear bar, reduces as time progresses in the game. So you want to stay on top of the mortals as much as you can. The humans, keep that fear bar up. And the humans also have the ability to banish ghosts. You'll also come across ghosts that are priests, witches, and mediums, and those are really hard to deal with, but they can be removed from the house with perseverance. You just got to keep on them, but they're really tough, and they can counter a lot of the stuff that you're doing in the game as well. Ghostbreakers are the most dangerous mortals. They're from a supernatural perspective and are able to detect and banish ghosts at much faster speed than the other special mortals. When you get banished, you can come back. It's more of like a timeout in the game. You just kind of get like on a timeout for I think it's like 35 seconds or so. So at that time, you could try and cycle through some of maybe the other ghosts that you have in your arsenal. But yeah, that's the gist of this game. Really just, scaring the daylights out of whatever is in the type of building, home, or structure that you're in, and just getting rid of them. And then you yourself avoiding being banished or attacked. So, pretty fun. I don't know. I kind of like it. It's not, I don't know. It's a little slow. It's a slow game. I mean, it's like anything with the strategy, element to it. You just kind of, it takes some time. But had like a Sims vibe almost to it in a way too, just watching all these characters moving around the house and everything. But yeah, again, just I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you've played this before or heard of it. Maybe you haven't. Maybe it's something that might interest you. Again, if you can't play it on your Xbox, if you're not able to play imports, this is available on Steam or PC as well. So, but yeah.